I have been thinking about Hancock, and it got me thinking. I sort of like revisited the idea because the first time I watched it, the first few times I watched it, I was much younger, right? It came out a good while ago. So for Hancock to start the way it did, it was so interesting because it was so unique of a hero situation, right? Where the hero is disregarded. They are basically hated by society. He is a nuisance for being a hero. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to take care of him. Usually when we think of heroes, it's somebody that gets lauded with praise. You are constantly admired, and you would basically feel like the world's biggest celebrity because you're known by everybody. You do something that other people simply cannot do. And so when you think about getting superpowers, you think about just being basically cared for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like, you do the hard job, but you get equal amount of praise and admiration for it. But he is the opposite way. And so to start a story where he's a drunk, he's on the bench and people hate him, everything he does is seen as a nuisance. That type of idea can spread out in a few different ways. Obviously, you have the super villain route where he takes all that to heart, he becomes jaded, and then starts doing stuff against humanity. Which is a very interesting like villain starter story, right? Sort of like a Maleficent type thing. But then you also have the other route where instead of becoming a villain, he just it's almost like a dramatic telling of a growth story, of like a sort of maybe coming of age almost, but not quite really the typical way you use that. Or just almost like those like heartfelt stories, right? Those like down to earth, almost like documentary style of you are exploring this person, their circumstances, what has led to this. And then so all of the scenes where he is basically talking about his life, how it was before, how he doesn't remember anything, the person that he thinks was around him at one time left him, and so you would explore that psyche as a person. That would have been such a cool story, to where it's like, yeah, we sort of use this world as a backdrop of like, yes, he has powers, yes, this exists in this universe, but let's talk about a real human story using this almost non-human character to talk about loss and what it feels like to be forgotten, what it feels like to be super in a world that doesn't want you to be. What does it feel like to have had somebody and for some reason them not want to claim you? Like, imagine that. Like, imagine you lose your fucking memories, and then the person that was with you, like, you didn't just buy 2 movie tickets for no reason. That person that was with you, like, you think in your mind, like, what if they just didn't want me, right? Like, that's how, like, even people who were in like the foster care system, just the type of ideas that they have to wrestle with in their head of, did they not want me? Why did they not want me? I need answers, right? And that type of story where it's just like a drama, this sort of heartfelt story of somebody coming to understand themselves, would have been so interesting.